is the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us all stand. Ms. Wysett, could you please do the roll call?
Good evening, everybody. Ms. Bailey,
Present.
Mr. Alsbrook,
Present.
Ms. Christina Boone, Ms. Dorothy Boone,
Present.
Mr. Cofield,
Present.
Mr. Grant,
Present.
Mr. Hill,
Present.
Dr. Carter,
Present.
and Mr. Masakayan. Thank you.
Can I now get a motion to approve or amend the agenda?
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the following amendment to discuss the reopening of J.P. King for the purposes of being a middle school. Due to the board's recent approval for a 5-day school week, low test scores, and student safety concerns for both middle and high school students interacting on a daily basis, beginning these discussions seems like an appropriate step.
We have a motion to amend the agenda for those reasons. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Wysett, could you please poll the board for the vote?
Mr. Cofield,
Aye.
Mr. Grant,
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook,
Aye.
Ms. Bailey, Mr. Hill,
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone,
Aye.
and Ms. Bailey.
Aye. Motion approved. It has been added to the agenda. Next item, the superintendent's report. Dr. Carter.
Ms. Tompkins?
One moment.
Madam Chair, point of question here. Do we have to approve the agenda as presented?
His statement was he made a motion to approve the agenda with the following amendment, so it took care of both items.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Board Chair Bailey, School Board, Dr. Carter, those assembled here, as well as those who are virtually. I'm here to present the textbook adoption process. Thank you so much for having a little grace with me. I had an emergency last time, and I'm not okay, but I'm here. So I want to go ahead and just go through it because we have, you have seen this presentation, but I am here to answer any questions that you might have. So next slide, please, Ms. B. So just wanted to kind of reiterate some of the things that Dr. Ricks presented last time, a little bit about the process and the vendors that we use, Edia Learning, MathSpace, Kitum, and Bridges. One of the things that I want to point out is that we not only followed the state mandated textbook adoption process, but we followed the process that is a board policy here in Franklin City Public Schools. So we made sure that we had stakeholder input, we had a textbook committee, and we also followed the 7-year adoption process. Every 7 years, the Virginia Department of Education in the state code requires that all core subjects be reviewed every 7 years. So this is the math standards have already been reviewed, and then you go through the textbook process for full implementation with the new materials in the 26-27 school year. Next slide, please. So as you can see, here's our timeline. I won't reiterate all of this, but as you can see, we have followed the timeline. We made these materials available starting in February of 2026, and we made sure that by June 1st that we had a vote based on what the committee came up with, using feedback from our community partners, teachers, and those who participated. They could voluntarily participate. There was no mandated participation. Okay? So these are the ways in which we advertised. We made sure that we had links for folks. They could use the QR code, and then the rubric would take them directly to, once they clicked on that QR code that went through all of the textbooks that were up for adoption, they were able to provide us with specific feedback, and we used that feedback, of course, to make the decision. So based on the feedback, KIDM was selected for K-5 and MathSpace for 612. These are the two items that are on the state approved list. We do not select any textbooks that are not pre-approved by the state. So here are costs. So for KIDM, for a 7-year adoption, it would be $75,044.14. For 3 years, the 7 years was not available, so with the 3 years, it was $34,688. And as you can see, the cost is 1 year. Typically, school divisions, as here in Franklin, has been to you approve your textbooks for the lifetime of the adoption, which means those standards are aligned to these high-quality materials. We are required by law to purchase materials that are approved by the state and are high quality. These books match that. The textbook adoption money can only be used for textbooks. It cannot be used for anything at all. If you look at the cost, if we were not to approve a 7-year contract for KIDM or a 3-year contract, we would spend an extra $50,000 to get books. So you typically want to use 7 years or 3 years or 3 to 5 years. That gives you an opportunity to train teachers, that we have continuity in our instruction, that teachers get training on those books, and that they are able to really grow instructionally in that process. Next slide, please. So I am asking that the board approve, per the superintendent's recommendation, a 7-year approval for KIDM and the 3-year approval for MathSpace. And I will address any questions at this time.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm good. So I have a couple of questions I
Sure.
want to ask. And if you just bear with me, I'm just trying to think through what's going on, right? So I'm just wanting a little bit more clarification.
Sure.
KIDM is built heavily as a digital curriculum platform. What specific daily screen time limits and administrative guidelines will central office enforce to ensure our K-5 teachers are leading face-to-face instruction rather than having young students learn passively from digital modules?
So even though it is digital, most textbooks are not, as we move towards a digital age, most textbooks are going to be digital. However, your K-3 has a book. So the digital component, even though there are some activities that are digital, for those K-3 within this adoption, those kids actually have books. And teachers have the actual resource kit online that they can use, but the students have some digital components, but the majority of the instruction for them is done with the textbook. The older students who have their Chromebooks, particularly in the 6 through 12, will have the digital component. However, our curriculum guides guide the instruction. The textbook is simply a resource. So there is direct instruction around the textbook, but the students are not spending all of their face time there. There is a limit, and that's usually during small group instruction.
The district's review rubric ranks programs on prompting student collaboration. How will administrators verify during classroom walkthroughs that Kiddom is being used to prompt active, teacher-led math dialogue instead of reducing teachers to mere software facilitators? And I think you answered.
Okay, well, one of the things that we have to do is verify that students are using high-quality instructional materials and they are receiving instruction. We are also going back and revisiting our multi-year plan, and it tells you how much time that the student should use. We also have within our scope and sequence, we have how much time each section of the day should be used. So we have, 15 minutes for this, 20 minutes for this, 30 minutes. That's a part of the training that we will be providing for teachers, and it's online along with our curriculum and pacing guide. So it does break down how much time you should be with students and engaging them so that they are not on the screen for the whole 30, 45 minutes of the day. That's not a part of the curriculum. Sure.
The presentation lists a 7-year cost of over $75,000 for Kiddom. How much of that money pays for the physical hands-on student print material versus software license? Did our elementary teachers actually get to test the physical workbooks, or did they evaluate Kiddom primarily through digital screens?
So Kiddom was both. Kiddom, we had the physical books that have been available since February. So they actually got to see for Kiddom the books, because that is how the book would be offered for those students. So they were able to take a look at it. It's been in the building in the family engagement room since February, and also in the family engagement room at JPK. So they could physically take a look at that and engage and give feedback based on what they saw.
Did a clear majority of our elementary math teachers explicitly advocate for Kiddom over traditional print options? Furthermore, will the upcoming teacher trainings focus on effective classroom teaching strategies or just on how to navigate the platform's software interference?
So the training that they will receive from Kiddom is how to navigate the platform and also how to use the books. When we provide our training, we will show them how to use it instructionally, because your textbook company doesn't have your curriculum. They're there to show you how to use the product effectively, but our team is there, our curriculum specialists are there to ensure that teachers are trained on how to use the material to meet the state standards.
Sorry, I do have one more, and I'll be done.
Sure.
If we agree that technology should enhance, never replace the power of an expert teacher in the classroom, how specifically is district leadership ensuring Kiddom's functions as a supportive toolkit for direct instruction rather than a digital substitute? Furthermore, does central office truly believe that pairing this software with great teaching will drive measurable growth in our SOL scores, and what specific benchmarks will prove that that investment has paid off?
So we'll have a few measures. We will do a diagnostic test in the beginning of the year. Then, of course, anything that we do that we start that has a digital component also has a diagnostic test. When we look at that diagnostic, we will have, not only will we have the diagnostic that comes with the instructional materials, but we will also have benchmark assessments that will also measure whether or not what we're doing is effective. Any other questions that I can answer?
If no other discussion, can I have a motion to approve the acquisition of Kiddom and MathSpace textbooks?
I make a motion that we accept the K through 12 mathematics textbook approval process
For Kiddom and MathSpace?
for Kiddom and MathSpace, I'm sorry.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Motion second. Any other discussion? Let us have the vote. Ms. Wysick, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook,
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone,
Aye.
Mr. Hill,
Aye.
Ms. Bailey.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank
Approved.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Tompkins.
Thank you.
And I hope you're in our prayers, and I hope everything definitely works out.
Thank you.
You know.
I appreciate that. My next task here is to review, as per requirement from the Virginia Department of Education, as well as from the corrective action plan that we are under within SPED. We're required to revise the division's restraint and seclusion procedure. As you can see, that this document is quite lengthy. One of the things that we had to do was provide them with a sample policy to add things that they have requested. We took this back to the Virginia Department of Education with all of their questions and their required revisions. So what you have in front of you are the revisions that were required and those that the department asked us to put in. So now our seclusion and restraint policy has gone from 2 pages to 14 because we wanted to ensure that it was comprehensive about monitoring, about ensuring that everyone understands what seclusion and restraints are, who is allowed to have them, what items are not allowed or permitted for students, who is to monitor, what that monitoring look like, and what training and supports must take place. So we are presenting this for first read tonight because once this is approved, we cannot move forward with training until this policy is in place. So tonight we're having you to have this first read and then come back in August, because as soon as this is approved, we alert the Virginia Department of Education and we present our first level of training when teachers return. So I know you may not have had an opportunity to read all 14 pages. If there are some questions that I can answer for you now, I'd be happy to. But if you'd like to take some time to read and come back at our next meeting with your specific questions, I will be more than happy to. But this is just your first read and your first opportunity to review the seclusion and restraint policy that we're required to have.
I do have a question, but
Sure.
I haven't read through these 14 pages. You're correct.
Sure.
It went to the training. Who and all will be trained on it once it is approved?
So everyone in the division will be trained on restraint and seclusion. So it will be everybody.
All the
Any-
teacher? Oh, okay. So it's just not the teachers who are associated with these classrooms and
No.
so forth? So
No,
all the
because
teachers.
this policy is going to be for anyone who has to do restraint or seclusion, not just students with disabilities.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
That was my
welcome.
only question.
Sure. Any other questions that I can answer before you have an opportunity to read? Like I said, we'll come back with this in August for final approval, but this will give you an opportunity to read over this and, gather your specific questions.
And the VDOE has approved this?
Yes, because what we have given you is, we sent this up to them before we even put it here. And they had lots of notes, and we went through and made all of the corrections based on them. So they have seen this.
So when you made the corrections, you sent this back and they did do a written approval of this?
They have. They took a look at it, and based on the recommendations, this is what they have recommended.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thank you, Ms.
welcome.
Tompkins.
Sure.
Just for my personal curiosity, is that like an annual process? Meaning, is this something that's done each year?
No. It's usually, if there is a change within the state, the Virginia School Boards Association sends a lot of policies that have been updated, and only when the policy is updated do you go back through. But you can decide that you want to review it annually just to see if there are things that are changed. But it is not a requirement as far as I am aware. Sure. Thank you.
Doc, you ready? Doc?
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, cheerleaders first. Cheerleaders. Yes. Just wait a second before you hit the play. Yeah, put the precinct. All right, once again, good evening. Tonight, we are going to be recognizing our cheerleaders who actually participated in the Virginia State's Woo Woo Camp for the summer. So we started this 2 years ago. We had a competition. We went to a state competition for our basketball team, and we noticed, the competition for our cheerleaders, and some of our cheerleaders are getting opportunities to go to college, and it's competitive for them as they're auditioning for the teams. So what we done was Dr. Carter gave us the go to find a foundational cheerleading camp that our cheerleaders can participate in. So we select the students based on we open it up for all students to apply for the scholarships that we offered the first 24-25 school year. And the students had to demonstrate good attendance, discipline, and academics. That was the first year. So the second year, we opened it up again for the students to earn scholarships, and then the parents provided the other costs for the camp. And again, it was based on their attendance, discipline, and academic success. So we want to acknowledge two of our students, Camber, sorry, I get them mixed up, Camber and Talia, want to acknowledge them. They actually was chosen to lead the Woo Woo Camp for the Lilies group. And this was, let's give them a hand for that. Yep. And this camp, again, is very competitive, and it has girls that come all across from all over the state of Virginia. So this second year, our girls were the two leaders, and we have one clip. We just want to share one clip of the Lilies group at Virginia State. This is at the end of their performance, and we want to share that clip, just a little clip. Think you can hit the box to make it bigger? Yeah. That's it. Go. You got it. So you can see our students leading it there, so thank you for that. All right, so, and before I begin to call the students up, I'm going to call Ms. Mona Murphy, and she did not know this tonight. Come on up, Ms. Murphy. Ms. Murphy has traveled with our girls, and the parents now, they know it as well. Ms. Murphy has traveled every year with them. She got on the bus on that Sunday, take them there, make sure they checked in their rooms because they stay a whole week. And if parents can't get back to pick them up during the day of performance, she's there waiting for them and making sure they get back on the bus, making sure they get all their belongings and bringing them home. So she's done this for 2 years, and that's worth being recognized. So we want to honor you for that, Ms. Murphy, and thank you for what you do with our families. Yes, she's our cheerleader liaison for SP Morton. All right, so our two lead cheerleaders come for our summer squad. Come on up, Camber Ricks. Let's give her a hand. And Miss Layla Battle, come on up. Dixie Short. Ava Boone. Mariah Coles. Hey, Mariah. Yeah. tonight, Kalea Evans. Kalea Evans. Elise Mitchell. Tiana Rogers. And Tyler Turner. Talia. Come on up, Talia. And Talia, who has also served as one of our cheerleaders leaders. You saw her up there in the front, so good job, Talia. Yes, ma'am, please. Mr. Couch, get a board picture.
Putting on a legend. Thank you. Where did you get that one from?
And Talia and Cameron.
Definitely keep. Get ready to speak on that. Everybody's going to interject because you made a motion for discussion, so we're going to discuss, okay? We'll do it before we go into closed session.
Okay. All right, so my next presentation is I'm excited to announce that this was the first year that we completed our LCPS Leadership Development Program clinics in partnership with the Wallace Foundation. So we're grateful for that opportunity. We selected leaders for cohort 1 across all departments in the division. So we had nutrition represented, maintenance represented, bus drivers, also our curriculum specialists, and administrators. And Dr. Austin, who's no longer with us at this time, but she's done a great job. I have to give her credit. Let's give her a hand. We worked together and coordinated our first Leadership Academy, and we really stood out in our participation with Wallace as we partnered with Alawite County and also Pocosi. All right, so, and I also want to acknowledge that each one of our leaders had to present a capstone project. So they had to present a project and be rated by the executive leadership team, and we gave them specific feedback on their project. So I do want to acknowledge that executive team as well, which was Dr. Carter was a part of the team, Dr. Walters was an evaluator, myself, Dr. Minor, and also Dr. Austin, and also Ms. Tompkins. So we're grateful for our leadership team who gave our team here today feedback. Let's give them a hand. So I'm going to ask Ms. Tompkins to come up because Dr. Austin's not here now. So come on up, Ms. Tompkins, and she's going to help me to give out the presentations. And we will acknowledge, we have some staff on vacation, but we're still going to acknowledge them. So we have Ms. Teresa Blackwell. mentioned in there a little bit at times. So, we have, Dr. Arts, come on up, our science. Presentation. Okay, and also, Mr. Scott Evans, who's on vacation, he did an excellent job. And Mr. Paul Jackson. So again, congratulations, you all did a fantastic job, and if you all can stand.
You don't have to stop.
Nice general flow here.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Carter. This evening, I am recommending adoption of a resolution. The Virginia Public School Authority provides funds to schools via Educational Technology Grant Program, and these funds provide support to school divisions to improve instructional, remedial, and testing capabilities of the SOLs in school divisions. And local school boards must state their intent to use the proceeds from this equipment grant in order to reimburse qualifying expenditures by adopting a reimbursement resolution. The total grant amount that we would receive for the upcoming school year is $102,000. We're required to provide a 20% local match of $20,400, which is currently budgeted in the technology line item. And so if you'll scroll to the last page, Ms. Wyzak. Maybe next to the, there we go. So there are 5 different categories of items that can be purchased utilizing this grant. Our primary source of funding for our computers actually comes from this grant. And so that is the first item that's up there. We also mark as a possibility of using funds to support our network capability, ensuring high-speed internet access and handheld devices. But again, the primary use of these funds is to purchase our computers, both for our students and for our teachers. So this evening, I'm asking for adoption of this resolution to receive the $100,000 grant to support our purchase of laptops.
Can I have a motion to approve the grant, technology grant?
I make a motion that we approve the reimbursement resolution to receive the grant funds.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Wyzak, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield,
Aye.
Mr. Grand,
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook,
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Glenn, Mr. Hill,
Aye.
and Ms. Bailey.
Aye. Motion approved. Motion passed.
Thank you.
That concludes the superintendent's report.
Next item on the agenda is citizen time policy. Currently, citizen time is 3 minutes. I'd like to make a motion to approve citizen time to be now 4 minutes. One moment. From 3 to 4.
I make a motion that we change citizen time from 3 minutes to 4 minutes.
We have a motion. Any second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ms. Wysick, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone? Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. Motion passed, motion approved. Citizen time is now 4 minutes instead of 3. Starting at the next meeting, citizen time will take place. Next item on the agenda is which is 3.2, salary study of the vendor selection. Do we have a motion to approve it? The study from MAG?
I want to make a counter motion that we table it for 90 days.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ms. Wysick, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone? Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. 3.2, salary study vendor selection has been tabled for the next 90 days. .3, regular meeting minutes for June 18, 2026, second reading.
I make a motion that we approve the regular minutes meetings for June 18, 2026, second reading.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Wysick, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone? Mr. Hill?
Aye.
And Ms. Bailey?
Aye. One moment. Before that motion passed, could you please poll the board again? Ms. Boone and Mr. Hill joined the board on July 1st as active members, so could you please re-poll the board?
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone?
Abstain.
Mr. Hill?
Abstain.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. Motion approved. Next item on the agenda, 3.4, SB, reorganizational and regular meetings minutes for July 16, 2026, first reading. Next item on the agenda, 3.5, SB special call meetings for July 28, 2026, just the first reading as well. Next item on the agenda is going to be 3.6, the discussion of J.P. King reopening up as a middle school as it was amended on the agenda by Mr. Hill. Do we have any discussion on the subject of reopening J.P. King as a middle school?
Well, I just want to say I think what we're currently doing isn't working, and it's just too much with all the kids mixed together, and we're underutilizing that space. So let's staff it, and let's lead it, and get our kids back to where they need to be.
I have something to add, if it's an open discussion for me as well.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just asking.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The purpose of the Career and Technical Education Center is to provide experiences and get the kids ready for industry certifications. And in order to do that, we decided that we would move that space and grow those programs because the high school eventually would not be able to hold those programs as we build them out. So how it works is, when you say that the space is not being properly utilized, it takes a year for the Virginia Department of Education to approve each CTE course. So it's not like I can just say, well, let me just put all the CTE courses and fill them up all at once. That's why it's a slow build. And so we look at our data, 50% of our students do not go to a 2-year or 4-year college. A lot of our kids go into the workforce, and so we want to make sure that no child is left behind. So we make sure that they leave with an industry certification so they can be making something above a minimum wage salary. So that's the goal. Moving a building does not improve test scores. Test scores move when you have an alignment of teachers, principals, central office, working together along with parents, school board, all on the same page, working to one common goal, and then test scores over time move. It's ironic to me that before I arrived, that a lot of people believe that Franklin High School or Franklin or J.P. King or Franklin School District was the land of milk and honey. We have been in the bottom 5% for over 30 years. This is nothing new under the sun. We are struggling, and our kids need everything, post-secondary options. Moving back to the building will not raise test scores. That is not the problem. So I just want the community to know that that is a myth. And so what you really need is those things that I just told you working together to make sure that test scores and the kids get the best education possible. So I truly believe it's a mistake because you will not be able to give the kids the industry certifications that they need, and we will not build out programs that we need in order to make sure that every child is successful. So I just want to put that out there. I have not heard not one parent complain regarding the CTE Center. In fact, we get thank you. Thank you so much for saving our child. Thank you so much for providing opportunities that did not exist before. So doing this is actually cutting off opportunities for students. So I don't understand why people believe that the building is a magical place. The programs is where the magic is. Opportunities is where the magic is. And if you do that, you would have cut off opportunities that students have never had in this district before.
I appreciate your words, Dr. Carter, but the programs that were created or reinvented were already here before you came. We've had welding, we've had automotive. I think barber and cosmetology may be the only thing that you brought that we didn't have. And we had those programs through meaningful partnerships with places like Camp Community College. Like, I don't understand it.
That's not correct all the way, Mr. Hill. Again, we've growing, so we've had, we are now, let's see, we've got criminal justice. That has been added. You have early childhood education. That has been added. You have, I'm losing. We have automotive that's coming up this year. Marketing. We already had marketing. Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is this. We are adding on each and every year, and we want to continue to build. And so even after we put on automotive, the next thing we want to put is EMT. So we want to continue to build, and provide more opportunities. And we're not going to have that if you convert that back to the middle school, because we are limited in space. We're only working, the city only provides us with 13% of their budget, which, by the way, as I checked in other locales, they give less than any other district in the state of Virginia. And so we have to really get creative to provide CTE programs. And if you're checking the national industry and how the governor's initiatives, CTE is where it's at. And so if you check any place from federal funding, CTE is where it's at. So to say that we should move back to the middle school, we're not going to have room to grow our programs. And so therefore, you're going to cut those opportunities to continue to grow for the kids.
I don't see those opportunities being cut. Again, meaningful partnerships. We have a young lady with the Camp Community College shirt on in the second row. That's your partnership right there that provides these same resources. It puts our kids around professionals. Do we have an automotive teacher?
Yes, we actually have situations with Winter Circle and Tedworth Ford that are more than willing to teach. As soon as it's approved by VDOE, that program will start.
I just had a quick question. What's the timeline, Mr. Hill, that you're, proposing this to happen? Immediately or next school year or, And also, Dr. Carter, if you don't mind, could you please provide me with that data that shows over the last 30 years? Because I think I graduated 40 years ago, and I think we were a very good school division 40 years ago, and some of the generations.
I will happy provide that data that we've been in the bottom 5% for a very long time, most definitely. The last time in the 90s is when Franklin High School was a blue ribbon school in the 90s. In the 90s. If this is 2026.
Mr. Hill, did you want to address that? Because I did have something to add to the discussion.
Okay, didn't have a time frame just yet. Just want to get the discussion going to, yes.
Oh,
I'm just curious.
no, this is
So,
discussion. We're having discussion.
I am curious, though, what happens to all the grants for all of the CTE programs, and what would take place if we were to move the school back to the middle school? Will we lose the grants? Do we have to pay the grants back or anything like that? Any of the money for the CTE program?
Not right now, but it is an incentive for districts to open up CTE programs because it's the wave of the future. if you look in a lot of progressive districts, they are opening CTE centers. I've never seen a district that is actually trying to close a CTE center. As a matter of fact,
say close.
Southampton is trying to regrow their CTE program. They're not actually trying to dismantle it. They're trying to actually grow it.
I just wanted, I don't think he actually said close any program. I think he's more so talking about relocating the current programs that we have, because once again, I believe that, like, I think one of these meetings, you basically gave, I think, an inflated number of how many people actually utilize the CTE program at this point in time, of how many people actually go through the program. But I never heard anything about closing, because I do agree that CTE is the future. I work in the school division, not this one, but another one, and they say all the time, I mean, it's across the board now. Students are looking to get skill sets, which is a wonderful thing, and they're not talking about college as much. But on the same token, I think we need to put the same energy into making sure that our students are formally educated as well, so that they can actually go into the workforce with a great education as well as a great skill set. And even though these programs, as you say, may be growing, we still have a deficiency when it comes to just the ordinary educational process.
And I do believe what Mr. Grant said, and I think what you said as well, Dr. Carter. CTE is the future, but improving our reading and math scores as well, because you have to now take exams when you complete these vocations. Mr. Hill did not say anything about getting rid of CTE. He said reopening the middle school, and he gave great reasons why. A couple of months ago, we had, I think it was a student advisory board. They came and they gave a presentation, and the young lady, it might have been the young lady and the young man, but it was the young lady, she definitely had concerns, because she said the middle school and the high school was sharing classrooms, sharing spaces. She said, we are not learning. She described different things that was going on and so forth. So separation is good. Just like a couple of months ago, the board voted for a 5-day school calendar, stating the children needed more time, the students, excuse me, of instruction. Well, just like they need more time of instruction, it seems like they do need a middle school, so they can take those exams that are required when they complete their CTE courses. Housing it, because it is definitely going to grow. We definitely have to speak that into existence. It's going to grow. Housing the CTE programs will be a challenge, but it can be met. FP, the school board, city council, Dr. Johnson from our city council, I do welcome you here and acknowledge you here. They will work together. They may only, I haven't checked, give 13% of the budget, but we don't know what's going to change as they see improvement changes with the school system, with scores, how they will change, how that budget will change. A couple of months ago, it was a building that could have been purchased. I'm not sure the amount. It was it 900,000? I don't know the exact amount, but something like that may become available, may be donated through a foundation. We don't know. But this is just a discussion, and I do believe reopening the school as a middle school will be more effective in improving our scores. That cannot hurt. Also, Dr. Carter, you made a reference that, I don't know how you put it, J.P. King being a magical place. I have not heard anyone say that J.P. King was a magical place. Mr. Hill just said we needed to discuss reopening the school. He said discuss reopening the school.
Madam Chair, I have to disagree with you slightly. I believe all of our schools are magical.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for that, Trey. But he just said J.P. King was a magical place. I didn't understand that. All of them are, that's wonderful, but I didn't just hear that J.P. King was. I don't believe, also, I do believe you made a statement about cutting off opportunities. This is not going to cut off opportunities. If anything, it should be improving some of our scores so that those testing scores will be better when they take tests for these programs, for the CTE programs, exams that they initially are going to have to take. I have more comments, but I know other people, Mr. Coper, you had some comments to add.
And respectfully, definitely want to acknowledge everything that you shared, Dr. Carter, and to the members of the board. We are already making monumental steps and moving forward with our CTE program. Again, no one stated that they're trying to close the CTE Academy or anything of that nature. What we're looking for is the exploration of what we're already doing. You already have a cosmetology center. You partnered with a local business, and now students are utilizing that space. You just brought up Winter Circle. Why not continue to establish those partnerships and Camp Community College and utilize those spaces and entertain the idea of opening up the middle school? And again, this is not a stance I'm for, pro, against, or anything like that. I believe this is just an open dialogue or open discussion so that we can know how to continue to move our district in an upward trajectory and moving forward.
Okay, let me say this. I don't think I remember saying that the CTE Center was a magical place. What I will say.
You said J.P. King, not the CTE Center.
Oh, okay,
and I said J.P. King.
Okay.
So we don't misquote anyone.
I got you. So here's the thing. If you can provide a fourth space, because the original idea is that to create a CTE center, I would not care if J.P. King returned back to the middle school if there was a space that the CTE center could go and grow. And that's where that's really what we are faced against. So the way I was looking at it is to be creative with the space that we have and the limited resources that we have. So if the school board would like to work with me to find a building that once we did try to purchase, but we did not end up having the funds to do, then J.P. King could return, and then the other place could be the CTE Center. That's all that's really about. It's not an argument about whether really that the high school and the middle school are together. That's not really my thought process. My thought process is to maximize the space or the limited space that we had so that we can provide as much opportunity for students that the other districts have that we do not. So the real solution is to find one more building so that it can grow. That's the real solution.
Or to find a partnering space, as you've already done with the cosmetology program and Winter Circle for automotive, when we're ready to move forward with VDOE approval.
That was something that was a blessing. I wouldn't sit there and rely on having other businesses to take us on in that capacity. So really, it really boils down to let's get a true fix and try to look at getting a fourth building that we can use, and we could have it could be a win-win for everybody. That's really the rub. The rub is I'm trying to maximize as much space as we possibly can with the limited resources that we have. So, yes, we did use the building skills because in order to build that CTE lab, it would have cost $1.1 million. But we were fortunate that we were able to partner with somebody else to do that. And just like with the automotive for the Winter Circle for that, we were lucky that they're going to allow us, once we get Automotive 2, to do the training in their business. But we can't rely on that all the time as a solution. The true solution is to get a fourth building.
So we actually got agreements with, you said Winter Circle, and what was the other place? Ford, they're very interested because they want auto technicians. They are very, very interested. And so as soon as we get CTE approval, and that's why it says it takes a year because VDOE moves at its own pace. Once that happens, then we can do
Auto Tech 1, and then they would like to do Auto Tech 2 at their location.
So what I'm hearing you say, Dr. Carter, is that we should possibly entertain the idea of polling some of our local businesses and entities, 501c3s, to see if, just like Winter Circle and Forward, if they're looking for anyone who's interested in these trades and they need personnel to fill these positions when our students graduate.
Yeah, but if you go look at Suffolk, you see you have the Prudence Center. If you go to Isle of Wight, they have their own CTE facility. Why can't we do that here? Why do we always have to settle? Why don't we go ahead and think about being the best and ask for the best and expect for the best instead of always trying to be on the struggle bus?
No one said anything about settling. No one said anything about closing.
Well,
Wait, hold on,
Go
please.
ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Mr. Hill, motion was to discuss reopening J.P. King back as a middle school. It did not address closing or getting rid of any of the CTE programs. Actually, what you said, the last part of it just now, finding, partnering, a fourth building, that's part of a discussion. Certain things were not, because he did not say those words about closing it, settling, being second best, struggling. Those words were not mentioned. Go ahead, Mr. Hill.
And all those things actually do is they build relationships. You got to know the community in order to actually try to serve it. So if you make yourself available to go out and speak to these businesses and accept that your vision may not always be somebody else's vision. You may get no the first time, you may get no the second time, but the third time they see that you keep coming, they're going to give you a yes, and then our students will benefit from it.
Mr. Hill, I have been out in the community and talked to every business and had business partnership luncheons and discussions in the past. I've just finished speaking with the faith-based community. I am out there. So to say that maybe I should go out there and see what the temperature and I don't want to. What I'm basically saying to you is, sir, if we have a fourth building, I mean, just bottom line, if we have a fourth building, that would be wonderful, and then we continue to work with local businesses to provide internships for our children. And so that's really what this is, but we should not bank on the business partners as we're trying to grow. Because if you move, all I said about space is if you move it back to the high school, eventually you will run out of physical space if you're trying to grow CTE programs. That's why a fourth building would be the best solution. And then it will be a win-win situation for everyone.
Understood. Respectfully, the hour is drawing near, and we have other things that we do need to discuss and tend to. So I believe that this was very productive conversation, and we can continue to have it in the future.
Does anyone else have anything to add to the discussion?
And once again, this is a motion to have the discussion.
With that being said, I'd like to entertain a motion to go into closed session.
In accordance with 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia, I move the Franklin City School Board enter into a closed session for discussion and consideration of personnel matters involving the performance, discipline, and resignation or separation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of the school board pursuant to the Virginia Code 2.2-3711A1, and for consultation with legal counsel regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice concerning those personnel matters pursuant to Virginia Code 2.2-3711A8.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please poll the board.
Mr. Kellfield,
Aye.
Mr. Grant,
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook,
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone, Mr. Hill,
Aye.
Ms. Bailey.
Aye. We are now adjourned for closed session. The closed session has concluded. We're now returning to open session. I'd like to entertain a motion to come out of closed session.
I move that the school board, having been in a closed session pursuant a proper motion, come out of the closed session.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Beata, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone?
Aye.
Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. We are officially out of closed session. Certify. Give me one moment. .3 Certification of the School Board.
Whereas the Franklin City School Board has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas Section 2.2-371D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by this school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law, and now therefore be it resolved that the Franklin City School Board hereby certifies to the best of each member's knowledge only public business matters lawfully exempted by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification applies, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered.
We have a motion. We have a second to certify.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Beata, please poll the board.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone?
Aye.
Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. So moved, motion passed. Next, we'll have 5.4, motions from closed session.
I make a motion to approve the personnel agenda, including the full resignations of employee numbers 17 and 18, with the exceptions of items 2, 3, 5, 7, 14, and for the avoidance of doubt, in turn, deny personnel agenda items 2, 3, 5, 7, and 14.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Let's have the vote. Please poll the board, Ms. Beata.
Mr. Cofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alsbrook?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone?
Aye.
Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. So moved. At this time, we'll have any school board presentations, announcements, or comments. Start, Mr. Cofield.
I just want to commend our students who were recognized on this evening for their monumental accomplishments and, daring to go out there and try something new. Exposure, exposure, exposure is always great.
Ms. Grant. Ms. Osborne.
Madam Chair, I have something I'd like to read.
Proceed.
Good evening, fellow board members. Our division, leadership, and central office administration, dedicated educators, and the citizens of Franklin, thank you for being here tonight. As a member of this school board, I sit up here week after week looking out at this room, and I carry the weight of every single decision we make. I know my colleagues and our administrative leaders carry that weight too. Let's be entirely honest with one another. We do not always agree. Passions run high in our community, and sometimes the decisions made by this board or our division leadership spark friction, debate, and deeply rooted frustrations. And that is okay. Healthy debate is the cornerstone of a vibrant community. Free speech is a right we all must cherish and protect. I personally welcome those tough questions, the differing perspectives, and the relentless drive to push our district forward. However, how we disagree matters just as much as what we are fighting for. When passion turns into personal attacks, when frustration gives way to distasteful and inappropriate bashing, we lose our compass. Worse yet, our children are watching. They are watching to see how adults handle adversity. They are learning from how we treat one another in moments of disagreement. Let us remember why we are truly in this room. We might not agree on every policy, every vote, or every administrative direction, but there is one fundamental truth that must unite all of us. We are all on the exact same page when it comes to our students. To the students of Franklin City Public Schools, we see you, we value you, and you are not alone. When the adults in this room argue or debate, please know that it comes from a place of fierce, protective love for your future. You deserve a district that champions you, pushes you, and wraps you in its arms around with unwavering support. We are fighting to give you the absolute best because you are worth every single effort. To our division leadership team, our central office administration, our educators, and our school staff, you are supported. The weight of leadership is heavy, and the decisions you face day in and day out are rarely easy. We may not always march to the same beat, but we want you to succeed because your success is our children's success. There is an old saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Here in Franklin, whether some of us like it or not, all of us together make up that village. We do not choose who is in our village. We share this community, we share these neighborhoods, and most importantly, we share the future of these students. So let us set aside our division. Let us trade hostility for constructive dialogue. Let's find a way to truly bridge our differences, listen with empathy, and lock arms to find a better way to resolve our differences. Because the reality is undeniable. We are stronger together. Let's stop working against one another and start working with one another. Let's show our students what true community looks like, one built on respect, resilience, and an unshakable commitment to doing right by every single child in Franklin City Public Schools. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Vice Chair. Mr. Hill?
I just want to say great job to the young ladies that stepped out to go to Virginia State and perform in that cheer camp. Exposure is a great thing, and we need more of it. So, Dr. Ricks, Ms. Murphy, she's gone, but thank you guys for providing them with that opportunity.
Ms. Moon? I did want to say thank you to Mr. Hill for the motion you made about J.B. King. Anything to improve the village, like Mr. Osberg said, is awesome. And what Dr. Carter said, it'd be wonderful to have another school, another CTE, another building. That's great as well. And let's really work. Let's pray, but let's work to bring all of that into fruition. Also, people did have concerns. Yes, citizens' time has been changed from 3 to 4 minutes, but we have already approved months ago to changing the way we do citizen time, unanimously voted on it, very specifically, and unanimously voted on it, but it was not implemented. It will be implemented at the next time we have a meeting with citizen time, and I do believe that is August the 20th. Okay, so it will be implemented, what we voted on months ago. That will be implemented along with 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes. And community, thank you for staying throughout this time with us. Those who had to leave, we thank you for coming to the beginning part. Those who stayed the whole time, we thank you for staying the whole time, and please continue to come and support. Any other announcements? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair, I move to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Madam Clerk, please poll the board.
Mr. Schofield?
Aye.
Mr. Grant?
Aye.
Mr. Alstrope?
Aye.
Ms. Dorothy Boone?
Aye.
Mr. Hill?
Aye.
Ms. Bailey?
Aye. This meeting is adjourned.